Darius Butler is on the show, live from parts unknown, everyone. Welcome to Up and Adams on a Thursday. We've got one more show after this one. We're taking Monday off to celebrate Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers bout for that night, of course. And we'll be back all next week. Hammer time today on Jake Browning. Can they do it without Jamar Chase? Oh, we'll get into it. They got a big one against the Steelers, who are desperate for a win top to bottom this week. Sleepers to win your fantasy league. It's all going down on today's show. And Hamilton tries to prove that I truly am the Grinch once and for all. Game tonight. We got a big game tonight. Gronk's on the show yesterday with a parlay. We'll get to all of that. It's a 4-leg parlay over at FanDuel Sportsbook. If you're into that sort of thing, the Rams welcoming the Saints to SoFi. Big implications in this one. So let's dig into it. I'm seeing all of your comments. So I appreciate all of them. Massively important game. Don't sleep on this one between the Saints and the Rams in the NFC. Both teams trying to fight their way into the NFC playoff field. For the Saints, cue the graphic. A win, if they get this win on the road, and I hope, Alex and them, I know it goes against our parlay, but I hope that they do. I love Cam Jordan. He was feisty when he was on the show. That would slide them into first place in the NFC South. It also keeps them in the mix in the wild card race, which is really big. For the Rams, a win would keep them in the playoff picture. A loss, though, drops them down into that, we're going hunting. We're in the Oregon Trail. Our wagon tipped over. We got to go hunting. We got to go figure it out and fight our way in. Anybody remember that? Anybody old enough to remember hunting on the Oregon Trail? That's when I would cede control to my brother. I never liked the hunting. I just liked the participating. And I said, okay, you go do that work. And then we figured it out. The Rams need a win. Huge implications here on both sides. And the Rams, I don't know who called it, who said this would happen, that they had potential with Rainn Wilson to run themselves into the playoffs. They've been hot lately. We've been all over it. They've won 4 out of 5, and Rainn has been a revelation. He's in Rainn Wilson's fantasy lineup to fight John Krasinski this week. It's amazing. Cooper Kupp, nobody's talking about this. Cooper Kupp, a revelation. He looks healthy again, just at the right time. Stafford, I've been trying to bury Stafford for 2 years. He's injured. He won the Super Bowl, walk off, have a glory moment, amazing. He's been dealing out there. He's not going anywhere. This offense is one of the most dangerous in the league over the last 3-4 weeks, or last month for sure. Only the Ravens and the Niners have been better in that stretch over the last 5 games, if you look at the numbers. And it's going to be a challenge for the Saints defense for sure. When they seem up for, when they seem like chip on their shoulder-ish, I think Cam Jordan plays a bigger role than we think in this, because this is somebody who for years, over a decade, has wanted a Super Bowl ring. It's all he's wanted. And he sees the window closing and he wants it badly. And I know he's not out there at 100% figuring it out and helping them, but he's sort of this emotional motivator for the squad, 1,000,000%. It's going to be a lot of stress for the defense, for DA, of course, and on Derek Carr and the offense. We haven't really talked about it much. There's been a lot of start Jameis over Carr. You heard Cam shut that down on our very show. Carr is, in fact, coming off his best game as a Saint in that win over the Giants last week. He completed 80% of his passes. He tossed 3 touchdowns. He posted his highest passer rating in a single game since 2018. And that was without Chris Olave, by the way, who he does get back tonight on a short week, big action on the road at SoFi. The last 2 weeks have been really encouraging in my perspective for this team. Carr is playing better. They've beaten the Panthers and Giants by a combined score of 52-12, people. And this defense, those are dominant wins. That's crazy. This defense hasn't allowed a touchdown in the last 134 minutes of game time. Did I look that up? No, Hamilton did, because he's insane. Who looks that up? Who adds up the minutes of that? Hamilton does on our show. He'll join us for Hammer Time on the Cincinnati Bengals in just a little bit. But tonight's going to give us a real good gauge. It'll be that pH strip, that litmus test, that which way is the wind blowing barometer of where this team really stands in the pecking order, the hierarchy of the NFC. Very exciting. And speaking of the game, listen, I let this happen yesterday. I didn't say anything. Gronk said that Rams are going to win. I disagree. Build your own parlay. Build your own parlay on FanDuel Sportsbook, or ride with us. I picked 2 legs. He picked 2 legs. We're going to have Rainn Wilson anytime touchdown. That I think is going to happen. He said Cooper Kupp's going to have 70+ receiving yards. Matthew Stafford will pass for 2 or more touchdowns. Like I said, he will be dealing. And he says the Rams will win it. I think the Saints win it. That's where we go our separate ways. But listen, you can build your own parlay. FanDuel customers can join our SGP. So for a chance to do that, go over to FanDuel Sportsbook and get it done. I just tweeted it as well. So you guys can go. Yeah, you can go and get in on that. Saints fans, do not come for me. Saints fans already was about, see, I told them on the meeting this morning, I go, the Saints fans are not going to like this. Gronk picked it. Go yell at Gronk about it. Okay. We've got some big matchups this weekend as well. So let's get into it. Cowboys-Dolphins. Sign me up. I'm in. Wherever I am, whatever country I'm in, whatever time, I need to watch this game. We talked about the Cowboys side of things, as we always do. Ratings at length yesterday. Everybody's wondering, like, if they can come up with a big win on the road. Oh, we had Gronk talking about, there's no sloppy conditions here. We're going to Miami. Okay, we're not a crazy place to play until or unless you're Bill Belichick and those Patriots who always struggle down there in that heat. But this is an opportunity to show everyone that the Cowboys not only, that they do have, that this thing is real and there's legs to this, but if you're the Dolphins, you've got to win the big game. And it's not because I think that, it's just what the narrative is. And you can't play with anybody that's not on your schedule and all that. We haven't really played anybody recently. Losses to Philly, losses to Kansas City, a loss to Buffalo, combined with the fact that they haven't beaten a team with the winning record this season. That's fueling this stupid narrative. It's a stupid narrative. So now it's up to you. Now it's in your hands. There are people who really do believe in it and ask about it. Mike McDaniel was asked about the storyline. You got to look at this. He did not hold back.
I instructed the players to anything other than concern yourself with the next opponent, which for us is the Dallas Cowboys, and any other narrative that has to do with good teams or playoff seeds or the next 3 games, all that stuff. I gave them the clearance to tell all members of the media to, with all due respect, F off. With all due respect. Because all we're focused on is the Dallas Cowboys.
Did he say F off? I didn't quite get to hear that. Did he say tell them to F off? I will say, we'll bring you the interview tomorrow. I sat down with Devon Achane, and I did ask him about this. I said, what do you want to tell? Not me. What do you want to tell people who have this sort of idea about you out there? And he did not tell me to F off, thankfully. And he clearly could have. His coach that gave him free, reign to do that. But he just downplayed it. He said, we don't really talk about it in the building, which clearly isn't true, because it was addressed by their coach to the team and then to the media room. But it's something that out there, it exists. I like the sassiness. I like the saltiness. I like all of that. And you know what? The only thing that I like more than the coach doing it, no one loves the salty Tua more than me. I love it when he just like has his little one-liner and he shows a little like baby diet vitriol. I'm obsessed when Tua does this. And Tua went off, who without Tyreek last week, by the way, that was already dispelling and saying F off to the narrative that Tyreek is the reason he's having success in the win over the Jets. And he was asked about this storyline as well. And let's take a listen.
I keep receipts. We all have a way of how we do things, but like all the narratives about it, I am only good with Tyreek, and that you're right. That is the only time I'm at my best. You're right. I'm only good when Jalen's in. I could care less about it. Like, sure, if Jalen and those guys aren't out, like I'm only as good as Raheem Mostert allows me to be. Like that's what the narrative needs to be, and we're able to win games and we're able to go where we want to go as a team. I am the worst football player if that's what you want. Like I don't care. Like I really don't. So whatever it is, whatever you need on your show, like take clips out of what I just said. Do what you need to do. Like that. I'm just here to do my job, and my job is to help our guys win games.
I'm eating kiwi like people eat popcorn watching this. The gif. The Michael Jackson gif of that. I'm eating this up. I mean, he completely deaded the argument Tua can't do it without Tyreek last week. And this week is another one of those. It's an even bigger challenge for me. He handled that perfectly. Not only did Cheetah miss practice, by the way, yesterday, so did the entire starting offensive line, okay? Raheem Mostert, Achane, talked to him about it. He didn't give me anything on Tyreek, but Davian Howard, like there's a lot of people missing practice. HN did tell me, by the way, we put it out there on Twitter, at Up and Adam Show. He's going to play. He's doing his rehab. He's whatever. He's feeling himself. Mr. 8.5 yards per carry is going to be out there. Hopefully, Mostert, Tyreek, they are all able to get out there, and hopefully, they get some of these guys back. Either way, I don't think Tua's shying away from not having anybody out there and having the opportunity to sort of go off and do it while he's missing some key pieces. Love it. Nobody loves a salty Tua more than the Up and Adam Show. Happy to lead our show with that today. Okay, Texans, they got the Browns. Ooh, and that one's in Houston. Let's set you guys up for that one. So this one is important to talk about, and why we were stacking our show. It's very pivotal for the AFC wildcard picture. Let me tell you why. It remains to be seen whether or not they'll have CJ Stroud, first of all, available. He has not practiced. He got a concussion against the Jets. They're doing all the right things to protect their franchise player. D'Amico Ryans asked about Stroud, his progress, even if there was a possibility that it could keep him out the rest of the year. That was the question. Here's his answer.
Oh, why you say that? Oh, don't shock me like that, man. No. Wow. No, it's just we're going through the protocol, and each person, each concussion, right, is different. So each person, it takes a different amount of time for each person to heal, just like with anything else. So he's just going through the protocol just like everyone else has throughout whenever they've been in the concussion protocol. And, we just, at the end of the day, like I said last week, and it still stands today, like the most important thing is making sure CJ is healthy. And when he's ready to go, he'll be ready to go. I'll let you guys know.
Well, it doesn't sound good for this week. Sounds fine for the rest of his year. I don't know where that long-term stuff came into. He is right about concussions, and I like the way that they're, handling this as a team. But as far as this weekend, a really tough Browns defense. Quick look at the old depth chart brings Case Keenum, who I believe is 35, going up against a 38-year-old Joe Flacco. Nothing I love more than this. The OG's just going at it. Joe Flacco, by the way, also, is he at 100%? He's got a calf injury this week, by the way. I mean, I do yoga. I'm 37, and I'm struggling from that. So I don't know if I trust Joe Flacco to go out there and try to do this thing. I really don't. We'll get to Flacco a little bit later in the show, and Rainn Wilson. He's not on the show. Maybe he'll come on the show. Put the vibes out there, everybody. Whether the Texans have Stroud or not, last week should have driven home a very important point, people. They're at their best offensively when Devin Singletary is being used. And sorry, Ken Dorsey, who likes it. None of the stuff that Devin Singletary is doing is making Ken Dorsey look very good, because he is crushing it when they give him the ball. Listen, they fell behind 13-0 against the Titans. It wasn't until they started feeding Singletary that everything turned around. He finished with 170 total yards in that game. He took off down the stretch, and he took over. So if it's Keenum, they clearly got to make Singletary the focal point. And if Stroud's back, they also need to remember to give Devin his touches. Let's go, Ryan. Singletary touches the ball 20-plus times. Houston's 3-0. He's averaged 150 yards a game when he's getting that type of business, that type of workload. So this Texans passing game, they're great with Stroud, but we want the balanced attack. We've seen it work effectively, and it's going to be the key if the Texans are going to pull this one off. And I hope that they do. I'd like to see the Texans sort of keep the rebound going. And if they do it without Stroud, what a tip in the hat for D'Amico Ryans in his first year as a head coach down there with a revitalized, well-drafted, well-managed, well-coached Texans squad. All right, after this, Hamilton is going to join the show. We're going to dig in. He's going to make fun of my hat. He's going to make fun of my outfit. He's going to make fun of the fact that I'm on vacation doing this, all the things. Hammer's going to take over. He's going to tell you about the Bengals starting quarterback and why to believe in Jake Brown. Where's Hammy?
I'm really upset. You just preempted me on the hat.
That's right. I took away all your power.
I was going to come right out of the gates with the hat.
I took away all your power.
You knew exactly what you were doing.
I got to get my comments up. What would I do without Kat?
What was that, Kay?
What would I do without Kat? Kat just sends me all the things. I'm a standard.
She sent you the kiwi on the hat?
No. I hate you. Not send me the kiwi. I thought she was 27, not 37. Thank you. Thank you.
There you go.
Now I'm 37.
Next time there's a giveaway.
Next time there's a giveaway, please give $1 million bonus bucks to 40+ newbie. Sharp for Prez. Do you even, is Green Bucket Hat number 1 in the power rankings? Yes. Yes, it is. Hamilton. We've got a K Katya today.
Yes, we do. I'm excited for that one.
I know.
Excited for all of them. But
yeah, because this season for all of that. I'm very excited because we're going to be talking. I don't think he knows. We're going to talk to the vice president for community engagement and legends for the Seattle Seahawks, Mario Bailey, which is amazing. And they've been doing all sorts of things with. They asked fans, and Seattle fans are awesome, to bring goods, canned goods, things to help people in need, and they collected like 500,000 meals for people in need. So we're gonna donate with Kate Katya there. And by the way, like, this is a good time to say it. Like, we do this every week. I feel like things don't get buzz that are good all the time. So if anybody has an idea, if somebody notices somebody on their team doing something great, and it doesn't have to be a player, like, look, this is just the Seahawks we're helping, or we want to talk with. So if anybody has like a cause, or they see that, a player, my cause, my cleats vibes, that we'd love to talk to them and donate. That's just what we do because we're good people. I am, at least, not Hamilton.
This is one of my favorite things that we added to the show this year, even though I'm a terrible person, apparently.
What?
But yeah.
You're a terrible person. When are you moving to LA? Everybody asks Hamilton when he's moving to LA.
No.
Let's do it.
Oh, they're taking me out before I have to answer. Bye.
Bye. Oh. Okay, this is one of those segments that I know there's hammer time at the end of it, but ahead of that, our wonderful producer Eric produced a little Christmassy fun, and I'm just going to do it as scripted here. We have a list of things that need to be sorted. Oh, and Hamilton's here. Hamilton, you know what? No one's more organized than me, so I'm the perfect person to sort through a list of things that need to go into the naughty or the nice category. Let's do it.
All right, first one for you. We have a take that Home Alone is the GOAT of all holiday movies. Are you putting that take on the naughty or nice list?
Home Alone is the best. Ooh, Love Actually goes so hard in the paint, though. Hold on a second. Love Actually is so good. Like, what Christmas movie. I'm gonna say Home Alone and Home Alone 2 are 1 and 1A. Yeah, Home Alone, Lost in New York. Both of those are the goated holiday movie. Do not come at me with your Die Hard. Do not come at me with all the movies I haven't seen. It's a Wonderful Life, and the one with the guy with the BB gun, the kid who wears the bunny costume. I'm not into any of that. It's Home Alone. That's it. Is that fair?
I love to argue. I love to argue with you, but I agree. Those for me growing up, those were the movies I always wanted to watch on Christmas. So yeah, I have to agree with you.
I think it's a lot of like, I just saw myself, and I wanted to be Kevin McAllister, not only to take out bad guys, just like I would love for my family to have left me alone. I've talked to my therapist about it a lot, and I think that's why I think it's the best. It's the best movie.
All right.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. You're watching in Chicago.
That's going to be hard to top, but we're going to try, because next up, we're talking about kicker Cameron Dicker for the LA Chargers. Check out his hype video that he put together for the Pro Bowl.
Have you ever been victimized by a missed field goal? No good! Wide to the right! No good! Ah! My name is Cameron Dicker, and I'll kick for you. 50, 40, 30, doesn't matter. I'll make. Bang! 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 Rain, sleet, or snow, this leg is ready to go. Don't believe me? Ask him.
Cameron Dicker is a really good kicker. He's outstanding, and I love him.
And I did not edit that. So don't be and let me kick for you at the Pro Bowl. Ah! So go to chargers.com/vote to send me and my leg to kick for you. Vote for me! Vote for me! Pro Bowl 2023, baby, let's go!
First of all, shout out to the Chargers, because that was incredible. The Justin Herbert edit, amazing. But after that video, is Cameron Dicker on your naughty or nice list for the Pro Bowl?
I think it was Oh man, I don't know where to put him because I want to put him on the naughty list because it was just a little too long and my like blood pressure went up and I'm just trying to relax right now. But then I'm going to put him on the nice list because the Chargers need something nice. And he might be the only true positive coming out of this Chargers season. So with that said, 19 of 20 field goals made. And he's not missed an extra point all season. So I'm going to say Cameron Dicker to the Pro Bowl, nice list. That was not right.
Been a great year. Got to give the Chargers fans something positive to hold on to. So there we go. All right, next one. Another controversial holiday topic, inflatable lawn ornaments. Some people think they're tacky. Other people think they're cool. Kay, where are you putting inflatable lawn ornaments on your list?
Are we talking about like the ones that like blow like at the car dealership? Like what are we talking? I think that I'm not an adult enough to answer this question. But I will say I had a big problem with in my neighborhood, the Halloween decorations, because there were like 90-foot skeletons everywhere and people go a little too hard when it comes to this. But I'll say this, I'm gonna put it on the naughty list because this is hard because you want to give people props because I would never do it. So like any like dad that's out there stringing lights together, like blowing things up with a vacuum and having like all this like the electric bill this month sucks for everybody. So for that alone, like wanting to bring holiday cheer, I get it, but you're trying to make me seem like a Grinch, and I am. And I am, because this has Julia Louis-Dreyfus, I don't know, Margot, National Lampoon vibe, Christmas Vacation vibes all over it, and I'm here for that.
And we're going to continue to try to make you seem like the Grinch here as we go. Next, we're heading to Pittsburgh, where George Pickens is getting crushed for his lack of effort on this block on a run from Jaylen Warren, where he could have scored a touchdown. Pickens said he didn't block because he was trying to prevent an injury, similar to Tank Dell's that he had earlier this season. Jaylen Warren responded by saying if he was in that position, he would have blocked for George. So, Kay, is Pickens on the naughty or nice list?
How about Jaylen? Jaylen's on the nice list. I'll say this. Pickens obviously on the naughty list here. But I'll say, in the true holiday spirit of it all, Tomlin's a little bit on the naughty list. Tomlin and whoever decided to get rid of any veteran on offense that might have been able to like play what's the big brother's name in Home Alone? Buzz like comes and like puts Pickens in a headlock like Hines Ward would have done, or like, of somebody to say like, what is going on here with the Johnsons and the Pickens and like, what is this? And I don't know if it's Tomlin, but there doesn't seem to be that guy on offense that's, the Buzz putting tarantulas and saying woof on people's faces. Like, like we need somebody on that offense to have a loose tarantula.
Yeah, so maybe it's the way they put this team together. Maybe we'll get into that a little bit later with Darius Butler. Need more tarantulas involved in Pittsburgh. That's a hell of a take.
What else do we got? This is a ridiculous segment.
All right, let's talk about holiday trees.
Everyone thinks I'm high. I'm not high. The comments are like, Kay hit something called a glizzy. What is it called? A slizzy? What is it called? I did not hit that. Whatever that is, I did not do that.
Sure, Kay. Whatever you say. The bucket hat has mysteriously disappeared. Let's talk about Christmas trees. Fake trees for the holidays. Are they on your naughty or nice list?
Fake trees? I'm not a fake tree person. I like it. And then, am I going to get in trouble for like not liking or like cutting down a real tree? Are you trying to get me?
Yeah.
I don't want that
you
smoke.
might get in trouble for this.
I don't need that smoke. I'm a real tree person. I like the smell. And I would say, what I'll say that's on the naughtiest list? Colored trees that aren't. If you have a fake tree, I get it. You don't want to clean but if you were one of those people that has like a white tree, the jig is up. What are we doing? Those I really don't like.
I gotta say, Balsam Hill, some fantastic trees they put together, and you don't have to worry about. My parents had a nightmare experience once where there were bugs in the tree, and after that, I'm done with the real trees. I'm good never having a real tree in my home again.
Okay, I like that. Your cats probably get stuck in your tree. What else we got?
Oh yeah, they're constantly climbing it. All right, Joe Barry. He's been criticized all season. We just saw. What's happening?
Nothing. You just set me up for. I just did not see that. That was like you did like a jab, look over here, punch right now, and I have to go talk about serious Joe Barry.
Oh, yeah, we're going into Joe Barry right now. And he's been getting criticized all year, but after that loss to Tampa with Baker Mayfield putting up a perfect passer rating on his defense, Packers fans are really starting to call for his job. Matt LaFleur says that he's sticking with his guy. Kay, are you putting Joe Barry on the naughty or nice list?
Are Packers fans sticking with their guy, Matt LaFleur? I don't know. Bottom 10 defense this year, Joe Barry. Here's the problem. I will say Joe Barry's on the naughty list because, and Packers fans have every right to be calling for everyone's accountability because there's nothing worse than Groundhog's Day every year. There's nothing worse than like every year it's the same, like it's the same situation. He's had 5 bottom 10 defenses in 7 career years as a defensive coordinator. We're talking about Detroit, Washington, and Green Bay. So when you have the same results over and over and over again, you don't get the new, micro machines set. You don't get like the new Legos. You get coal in your stocking.
I mean, maybe, they shouldn't have let Darius Smith go. Maybe they should have done a better job putting this roster together. Maybe the 3 guys that were standing around David Moore should have tackled him. And I get it. Like, Joe Barry has his issues for sure, but I think there are other things going on there. And I think there's a little bit of an entitled town vibe going on in Green Bay because LaFleur, all the heat that he's taken this year, he's doing a phenomenal job developing Jordan Love. There are issues with this roster that need to be fixed. Maybe some of that vitriol should be going towards Brian Gutekunst a little bit for the roster construction. That's all I'm going to say.
You and Eric were in a fight in Titletown. You're going to have to do a thing after the show. What else we got?
All right, we're going rapid fire now. With a few naughty and nices. If you have 5,
time, somebody tell us what's going on. We have Darius Butler guys coming out. We have a Kay Katya with the Seahawks, and we've got sleepers to get to. So do we have time for this? I like this. Yeah. Unruly show. Continue.
We do have time. We're gonna let it rip. And if you put 5 or more things on the naughty list, you're officially the Grinch. That's how this is gonna work. So first up, eggnog.
Hold on. First of all, let's have people. If you guys have something that you want me to say is naughty or nice, put it in the comments and we'll go through them. I'm looking at them now. Okay, go ahead.
Eggnog.
Oh, out. Disgusting. Out. Never. I would never. Just what is the point? What is its purpose? Absolutely
not. Fake fireplaces on the TV.
I have a big problem with this. I don't find it romantic, soothing. I think it is very futuristic in a creepy way that is a movie that Keanu Reeves will star in someday. I'm not into it. It's very AI-y. I think I'm not into it. This smell, and eventually they're gonna do it where it smells and there's a thing out of the TV, and I'm just not. I don't want to live in that world.
All right, taking exotic beach vacations to other countries right before Christmas, wearing bucket hats and eating kiwi.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Somebody said Christmas card. Christmas card straight in the trash. Whoa. Do you know what my tradition is?
What's that?
I don't open any of the Christmas cards until way after January 1st. I haven't even gone to the mailbox, Hamilton. My dad today was like, well, I sent you something, so where are you? And I'm like, oh yeah.
I mean, you literally took 3 years to open a Christmas gift I gave you once, so not surprising at all.
Another thing I talked to my therapist about. Continue.
All right, next up, fruitcake.
I have to accept love. I'm bad at receiving love. Fruitcake, out. Fruitcake and eggnog, coal, naughty list, get it out of my house. And it's so heavy. And I don't want to know why it's so heavy, but it's just not natural.
All right, if your goal is to not be the Grinch, this is not going well for you. Office parties.
Office parties are on the naughty list, but I will say I went to 2 office parties, both for FanDuel, epically thrown, beautifully organized, East Coast, West Coast, step and repeats and glitz and glamour and great food. And Dev and her team did such an amazing job. And I got to watch Eric Wheelo just break it down. And Up and Adam started a dance party. And I personally and Marissa were not ready for Eric's moves. So I will say I co-signed that's the nice list.
Speaking of Eric, I love this this next one on the list. Mariah Carey showing up like a groundhog every Christmas season.
Amazing. Who else can do that? Though I heard she wasn't number one anymore, and that Brenda Lee like took her over. But then she brought Ariana and J Hud out at her concert, and she crushed it. I enjoy it. That's a Christmas song. When I hear it, I'm like happy to hear it. It's not like, you know what the worst Christmas song is? That Paul McCartney one. What is it called? I forget what it's called, but it's that and the Partridge Pear Tree. That is the worst song I've ever. That's just, I don't even think when it was written it was relevant and people understood what was going on.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I thought you were going to say Mariah Carey got replaced by Jordan Mailata for his rendition, which was phenomenal.
It was phenomenal. We listened to it in the car on the way to the Chargers-Broncos game with Steph Dudowski, head of music from the NFL. Shout out.
That was amazing. All right, next, 24-hour marathon of A Christmas Story every year on TBS.
I don't know what is the Christmas Story the one with the blonde kid?
Yeah. You're out.
Peter Billingsley. No idea. Skip. I can't answer because it doesn't look appealing to me. I'm not interested.
All right, gift cards as gifts.
It's like the Muppets. Like people like that. Like I was looking at lists of best holiday movies. They had that Muppets. Who likes a puppet? People out there that like puppets should be on the naughty list. And a bunch of other lists, by the way, too. Government list.
All right, so you've gone way over the Grinch. You're officially the Grinch. Last one I have for you. The Bengals beating the Steelers this weekend without Jamar Chase.
Oh my God, Seth, you're like sneakily putting serious things into this whole conversation. I'm going to say the Bengals beating the Steelers. Can you take me through some odds? I don't see them on the screen. Do you see them?
All right, so the Bengals are favored still by 1.5.
I think the Bengals can do it. They're going to beat the Steelers without Jamar Chase. Zach Taylor's really impressed me. Obviously, Browning's done his thing, but it's Zach Taylor, who I've been more critical of than most, I feel like, is doing his thing. And speaking of the Bengals, Jake Browning is having a moment in Cincinnati. They've won 3 straight. It's amazing. Hamilton, it is time for a hammer time. From the Grinch to Hammer, teach me something.
All right, so this offense... This Bengals offense has really been awesome. And as you said, Browning's having a moment. And it's been because of a few things. You've talked about the commitment to the run that's helped and how Zach Taylor and the staff have really worked hard to find things that make Jake comfortable. But Jake is playing with so much confidence right now as well. And I want to dive into the tape and go through it because it's been such a huge ascension from him and progression from him. You'll see it here. Big moment approaching the red zone. You're going to get a stick route from Irv Smith here. Jamar Chase is going to wrap around on this post. And just watch how Jake goes through the progression here. He sees the linebacker go to Irv Smith, and he knows right away he's going to have that window, that alley right there that we're highlighting, to get that ball to Jamar Chase. And watch when the ball's coming out of his hand. That ball is out as soon as Jamar is breaking. He has that trust. He has that confidence in what he's seeing and delivers a perfect strike to keep that ball moving, get a first down inside the red zone. And here, 3rd and 21. No quarterbacks are picking up 3rd and 21s with any regularity, especially against a defense as good as the Vikings. You get a dig up top from Jamar Chase. They're clearing out for him to try to get that window. He also has a shallow cross from Tyler Boyd. And a lot of young quarterbacks and experienced quarterbacks, they're just going to take the shallow cross, get themselves in a better position to punt. But he sees those defenders sitting on it, so he's going to wait. And he's going to let this thing develop and let Jamar Chase get into that window. And look at this. Again, the ball is out before Chase clears the defender. He's just putting it in that window and letting Chase run to it. So obviously we know he's not going to have Chase in this game, but we saw him have success even when Chase went out later. This is in overtime, a 3rd and 9, game on the line. Tyler Boyd is going to run a dig up top. You got T. Higgins running a corner out at the bottom. They're going to double T without Jamar on the field, completely take him out of this play. You see the pressure is going to force Jake to have to move outside of the pocket. So he's going to scramble, and then I'm going to spin it around to the end zone here so you can really see this. He's going to locate Tyler Boyd back across the field, throw it back across his body, and put it in a spot where only Boyd can get it. Tyler's able to escape, get down the field, and that's the play that sets up the game-winning field goal in OT. That's as clutch as it gets. And while I think there are still some things, Jake, the confidence is a great thing overall. There are still some plays where you're like, maybe he's a little too confident. You don't want to see some of those start to turn into turnovers. But overall, he is really dealing right now. And this isn't just a fluky thing. He's really coming along, and he's got it.
Who's the person that's impressed you the most? Because obviously, like, it's impossible to replace what Jamar Chase is on the field. Higgins, who you heard Debo say deserves to be a wide receiver one. You have Irwin, you have Boyd. I mean, Yoshi Boss, the fan favorite, of course. And then I have a feeling you're going to say it's the running back who's just catching everything out the backfield.
Yeah, Chase Brown's addition to the team has made a huge difference because, his ability to make those plays in the screen game out of the backfield, it just takes a lot of pressure off of Jake. But seeing the way that T. Higgins stepped up when Jamar went out, he made his case to be a number one wide receiver in that Vikings game down the stretch. He's going to have another big opportunity to do it here against the Steelers.
I think the Bengals win big plays by all those guys stepping up. They're like getting thicker skin. Like, I feel like it didn't exist to start the season. It was all, we'll step up, we'll get it done without Joe Burrow. And it like was sort of not clicking. And now it really is. And they're, through osmosis from Joe's presence, as we know from Lou Anarumo, from Coach Lou and all those meetings on both sides of the ball. They could still have magic. They're not going to go out easily into the night. We're going to take a break here. We are spreading cheer because we love the holidays and we love everything about them, and we're not going to at all on this show. So we're going to continue that, and I'll prove it after this. Sleepers in this break sounds like something let me see. And then when are we doing the tweet? When we say bye to him? Okay, that sounds good. Okay, let's do it. I have some sleepers for you. All right, time for You Up. You've sent the text. You know what I'm talking about. Sleepers from fantasy football, of course. You want to win your league. You want to win your daily fantasy sports football lineup situation over at FanDuel Daily Fantasy Sports, DFS, guys. So let's take a look at Ty Chandler. He had 157 total yards last week against the Bengals. He's been very effective for Minnesota. The Lions defense, by the way, giving up serious points down the stretch. We've got, we talked to Justin Jefferson. That whole offense is ready to do some damage and secure their playoff situation, so go with him. How about Jackson Smith-Njigba? We love the Seahawks on the show. He's a rookie coming off his first top 25 finish, honestly, in a while. He was injured to start the season. We're big fans. And this is a Titan secondary that has been Strugglesville, okay? Especially with Geno Smith back under center. I love Jackson Smith-Njigba. And one more, no disrespect to Drew Lock, who Debo loved. One more receiver. We're going to go. We talked about Chase Brown. We talked about Irwin. We talked about Yoshi Voss. How about Tyler Boyd up against the Steelers? Without Jamar Chase, there's going to be volume. He's going to have an opportunity to step up. Browning leaned on him a lot in overtime to sort of get the Bengals in the spot for the game-winning field goal. So I do think we see that connection continue. Okay. 1 minute. It's 2:36 a.m. in Guam. Jeremy, you're a real one. She has to be in the Caribbean with that sun. It's actually cloudy. It's really sad, you guys. Guam is an inside joke. I think it is. It's an inside joke with Gronk. I have to turn the volume down of my meeting to hear the sleepers info. That's right. This show is so good today. Tony, it's something. This show is something today. Every week we've been trying to find, and not find, catch catch people out there thinking they're going to do good in the community where they live, these teams, these players, these front offices. They're doing good and they think nobody's going to catch them. No one's going to talk about it. They're just going to get away with, I don't know, Monday Night Football food drives like this guy, the vice president of community engagement and legends for the Seattle Seahawks, Mario Bailey. We so caught you.
Caught us in action, but it's a great cause.
It is. Happy holidays to you. Thanks for making the time for us, and thanks for everything that you're doing. We saw the Seahawks take down the Eagles on Monday, but maybe not everybody got to see what Seattle is made of in this community and this incredible fan base coming together. Y'all put out the request, bring some canned goods, bring pantry staples, dry goods, things that, are not perishable, diapers, stuff like that. Bring that stuff over to Lumen on your way to the game, or drop it off if you're going to tailgate, or even if you're not coming at all. Can we get an update on how much was collected?
Yeah, we collected for our incredible fans. We raised over 532,000 meals Monday through food and cash donations collected at the game. It's important for us to have this community need, and we're grateful to come alongside everybody, and the fans did a great job. Guys came out, even our players and legends. Our legends came out. Walter Jones, a Hall of Famer, he came out and collected food donations at the game as well.
It's amazing. And I thought it was really smart to, because it is a busy time of year. You guys opened it up for online donations as well, which was amazing. And everybody got involved in this one. We're looking at the pictures. Your rookies kicked off the campaign at a local grocery store. They paid for groceries. They encouraged people to donate. What was the response from those customers?
Our rookies are tremendous. They have great energy, a lot of different personalities. They went to a local Safeway and they paid for people's food, but they had a great time. Guys are saying that they were going to come back later on in the year and donate their time for free, but they had a great time. The people had a great time. We had our rookie, Devin Witherspoon. He was signing spoons in there. Guys were singing Christmas carols. It was a great time had by all.
Now, Mario, who's the best singer of these rookies?
I would give it to Derek, one of our rookies, defensive lineman from Auburn. He had the best energy of all. He was the best checker. Like, everybody loved him.
That's amazing. So this is all part of something. It's a campaign that they kicked off, and it's called Home Team Harvest. And you guys have a lofty goal to donate a lot of meals to help a lot of people by the end of the season. And all donations benefit Northwest Harvest, which is Washington State's largest food bank network. What does this partnership mean to the Seahawks organization, and how can we help?
It means everything to us. We're always out in the community and we're trying to help. We're currently at 18 million meals, and our goal is 23 million meals at the end of the month, at the end of December. But you can also go and donate if you visit northwestharvest.org.
Northwestharvest.org, in partnership with the Seahawks, people can donate 18 million with a goal of 23. So you're 5 million short. We are so happy to hopefully get this out onto Twitter, get this out onto YouTube, and get people to be able to donate. Like I said, you don't have to be in Seattle to help. You can donate online. So thank you so much, Mario, for all of your work. And thanks to all those rookies taking their time. It's never easy. We are doing our thing. I can't get to Seattle because I'm just having such a drag here on vacation, but I can donate. So Evan Adams is donating $1,000 today, right now, to Northwest Harvest.
We greatly appreciate you. Thank you for having me on. We need all the support we can get. 5 million left in the next 10 days. So thank you.
Yes, Mario Bailey with the Seahawks. Thank you. And hopefully we'll see you at a game soon. I got to get out there to go to a game. I have to.
Yes, you do. We got one more left here in town. It's December 31st against Pittsburgh. So maybe we'll see you New Year's Eve.
Maybe we will. Thank you, Mario. We appreciate you. And, the Seahawks have some great fans. They've got celebrity fans. We had Joel McHale on the show, Rainn Wilson, one of them. So let's get Hamilton back in there, because I hear we have a fantasy football situation that was posted late night by a desperate man named Rainn Wilson. Oh, I don't hear you.
I muted myself like an idiot. So sorry about that. So Rainn Wilson, who we all know as Dwight from The Office, he was looking for a little advice on Twitter. He tweeted the following. He's in 2 fantasy football leagues. He's in the semifinals in both.
Flex.
In his office league, which has been running for 18 years. He's facing John Krasinski, Jim.
Wow.
And he is right now starting Flacco over Russell Wilson and Trevor Lawrence. He asks, am I nuts for doing that? Kay, what do you think? Is starting Flacco the right move?
I do always start by going, I like to hit FF today, and I like to look at the last 5 weeks, not the whole year, the last 3 or 5 weeks, quarterbacks against, all of that. And then I also like to just look at the Fantasy Pros aggregate, because they have like the consensus. It's like 90 experts that sort of put in their rankings every week. And I will say on Fantasy Pros, I was a little bit surprised. Russell Wilson is the 13th ranked fantasy, going up against New England, well ahead of both Flacco and Trevor Lawrence. So it gives me I'm trying to think of the argument for Russell. I don't quite have it. I'm nervous about him in New England. I just feel like that's got like low scoring written all over it. I don't know. I'm not loving that. I don't know if Flacco's the right move. And I think you have to just really if I was Rainn, I would just look at the Trevor Lawrence injury. It's so different, when he's out there and he's closer to 100%, he's the best. But if he's cleared from concussion protocol, how do you not start him against a Bucs secondary that Desmond Ridder, they're not in the touchdown category yard-wise, just crushed recently. This is the second worst pass defense in the league. So I think you got to go Trevor.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think you have. I think you have to go Trevor if he's healthy. If he clears the protocol, I think you got to put him in there. As you mentioned, Ridder that week was the number 2 fantasy quarterback on the week. Everybody who's faced this Tampa secondary this year has kind of gone off. So I think you got to do it. You got to pull the trigger with Trevor.
Yeah, and then we got to see, maybe Baker and that magic continues and he keeps putting up points. And so it's a high scoring situation. I don't know how it works out, but even game script wise, I think I would go Trevor Lawrence over a 38-year-old Joe Flacco facing Keenum, and they're going to run the ball a ton. Like I said, get that ball to Singletary. You know what I mean? All right, Rainn Wilson, you're welcome for beating John Krasinski. We'll be back after this with Darius Butler to get into. We got to talk about some of these defenses around the league. I need a mirror of shutdown city. I want to start with the Cowboys and the Dolphins. We got Salty Tua. We got Micah Parsons with a big game. We got to talk to Deba next. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Mario is so wonderful. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, wow. NFL honors. Who said that? Okay. So let's move. Yeah, I don't want to do question 2. Get rid of that. I want to do question 3. I think get rid of 1. What do we have? We have Achan tomorrow. What else? We have RG3 tomorrow. Okay. Do I have somebody droning me, Smirnoff? Yeah, maybe I should get the Casa Azul out of the background for tomorrow. Probably. That's actually a great note. Maybe I'll do it from the pool tomorrow. Maybe I'll do the show from the pool tomorrow. I should do that. But
Somebody stop me, I'm on the groove. Yeah. Move, stop me, I gotta drop and I gotta choose. Move.
Man, always on the move. The busiest dude in the business. Time to welcome in our very good friend for a check-in. We didn't get to talk to you last week, D-But. You are our resident DB, of course, the host of the Man to Man podcast, 9-year NFL vet all over ESPN. Darius, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing, Kay?
Yeah, good. I feel bad because you're so busy working, and I'm like, here I am.
Hey, look, I want to be like you when I grow up. I'm keep working. At some point, I will get there. What's in the cup, though? I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew right now. Okay.
Just for coffee, you know me, but let's not pretend you don't make time for golf in your life. You have a good balance of things going on. And so is all your Christmas
got a tea time in 47 minutes.
I love that. Is your Christmas shopping done?
Yeah, it's done. I was actually an adult this year, and I got it done. I'm not doing a mad dash. I'm not like every other dad in the mall or Target or somewhere on the 23rd or 24th. So I got it done. My goal was to get it done by the 19th, and I actually got it done. Now I will throw some little stocking stuffers and stuff like that. But
you're
we're all
such an adult. Yeah, you're.
Oh my God, I feel really good about myself right now, Kay. I'm not gonna lie.
I have 19 tabs open on my computer and I have not bought anything. And I've just every day I just kind of look and I'm like, and now of course nothing's gonna get there by Christmas. And if I want it there by Christmas, it'll cost me $9,000. So that's where I am, that's where you are. That's why I'm asking you the questions. Now, I thought this was interesting. It was announced this week that the AP added slot corner as a position that's going to get recognized as all pro. Do you love this? And as of right now, who is the best slot corner in the league?
I absolutely love this. I think it took too long to get this done. For a long time now, slot corners, slot defenders, as I like to call them, sometimes they're corners, sometimes they're safeties. I've been kind of undervalued for a long time now. They're important. They're pretty much a starter now with most teams playing a lot of 11 personnel, 3 wide receiver sets. So defensively, you have to match that, obviously. And some of my favorite out there, Trent McDuffie out there in Kansas City. Young second, third-year player, has been dominant from wire to wire. Snead used to play in there. They moved McDuffie in there. He's an absolute dog, been making plays all year long. It's tough for young players to go in there and have a big impact. And another guy who's been doing it for a long time, Kenny Moore, already got a couple Pro Bowls under his belt. I think he should definitely get an all-pro nod this year out there in Indianapolis, one of the best defenses in the league. I think 18, 19 weeks now in a row that defense has created a turnover. Gus Bradley's doing a great job. And Kenny Moore has been a staple there. What's that?
I said he really deserves it. I think Kenny Moore is a good choice on that. And I like that you're putting him on because I don't know that he gets all that love and that glow in Indy. Big game Christmas night, right? Ravens-Niners. We had Debo on. He's excited. Yep. He loves Lamar, blah, blah, blah. We had Devin McCourty on, and I asked him which offense is harder to defend from his position, from safety. And he went with the Niners with all their weapons. What player do you think on the Ravens defense needs to be the one in his bag on another level if they want to slow down San Francisco?
I heard D-Mac. He has some strong words for that Eagles defense, too, and I'm right there with him. I love seeing D-Mac shine on this side of things as well. But another guy who I didn't mention is the all-pro slot corner, but should be one, too. Then that slot defender, Kyle Hamilton. He's an absolute beast on that defense, does everything, just an agent of chaos. I think I heard Mina Kimes call him that, and I just love it because he blitzes. He can play the deep end. He can cover guys. Great at disguising. And Mike McDonald, what he's doing with that defense, just a bunch of guys, doing it. One guy is wrecking shop this week. It's Clowney. It's Van Noy. It's Matabuke. It's Queen Smith. Just got dogs on every level of that defense. But Kyle Hamilton is the one guy that stands out to me that really needs to have his imprint all over this football game.
He's had such a killer year, so I hope he shines bright lights. Everybody's at home watching. Hopefully Santa comes to town for them. In the AFC, Yeah, AFC North, it's Bengals Steelers. We covered the Bengals side, hammer did a hammer time on Jake Browning, how they can do it without Jamar Chase. But if you look at Pittsburgh, they've lost 4 of their last 5. There's been like a lot of like un-Tomlin-y things going on. Most recently, the George Pickens thing, right? So he spoke with the media in regard to his lack of effort on in blocking, which is crazy. And he said that basically he said it was like a business decision. I want to avoid injury. Are you buying that? And how do you handle that in the locker room?
You know, I feel like the main issue there for me is I feel like that's kind of an inside voice thing, you know, something you don't say out loud, because I definitely get it. I understand. I personally have suffered an injury, look just like that, blocked for somebody, get rolled up on from behind. I see it happen to offensive linemen all the time. Lane Johnson, it just happened to him, I believe, against Seattle. So it is a tough position to be in as a receiver, and I get it. But I mean, as a receiver, you are so dependent on the offensive line, the quarterback, a good play caller. And when you're a guy as talented as George Pickens, I know he gets frustrated. We saw it earlier this year with Deontay Johnson. And when you're losing, everything like that, all the bad things get magnified. And that is a team, that is an organization, 6 Super Bowl championships. So, you know, the Steelers, their standard is the standard. That's what Mike Tomlin always says. So in these last few weeks, it's been ugly for them, losing and, you know, got their asses absolutely kicked down there in Lucas Oil against my Colts. But it's tough right now, and the Steelers, they got to figure some things out. We'll see if Kenny Pickett gets back in the lineup. If not, it'll be Mason Rudolph. Not sure how Steelers fans feel about that. But it's some questions being asked that you haven't heard being asked about the Steelers organization and Mike Tomlin for a long time now. It's kind of similar to what's going on in New England as well. We'll see if it's any changes made there. But honestly, I doubt it. And I don't think, you know, Mike Tomlin is the issue. But, you know, at some point, you're going to take that responsibility because you do have that title head coach.
There's taking responsibility, and there's people calling for your head after you've had nothing but winning seasons your whole career, and it's not going according to plan this year. And all of a sudden
This is not the Bengals we're talking about. I know you love the Bengals, but this ain't the Bengals. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's not about, you know, winning seasons or playoff berths, or it's about hoisting the Lombardi. It's about winning championships. Like, that's their standard in Pittsburgh. And you know it. You've been covering the game for a long time. One of the best fan bases, you know, worldwide, especially when they travel well. They love their team. So, you know, I understand it from that standpoint as well.
Yeah, they demand more. D-But, we love you. Have a good holiday. Enjoy your Christmas. Relax because you're not shopping. Hopefully you get some time off. And enjoy your tea time today. Enjoy golf.
Thank you.
I hope
Merry
you're working
Christmas,
on a short game. Look at me pretending I know what I'm talking about.